Hello and welcome to another Supernaturally Healthy video. I am Kezia Hall. I run supernaturallyhealthy.co.uk. I'm a holistic health coach and I empower fellow cake eating rebels to love their bodies and heal them from the inside out. And today I'm going to be sharing with you why I ignore calories. Like, don't ever pay attention to them, don't count them, don't really consider them in my day-to-day eating at all. So there's a couple of caveats to do with this. This isn't a video where I'm completely bashing the whole process of counting calories. Some people, it can be really, really useful. If you're an athlete and you've got to be perfectly on point, then calorie counting can be useful. Or again, if you're going through severe illness and in hospitals, it can be a really helpful measure to know how much is going in and how much your body needs during times of intense stress. But for most of us, I really think we can ignore calorie intake. So here are my 5 reasons for why I personally ignore calories. Number 1 is the whole idea of how many calories in equals how much energy and you can have going out is very much based on human beings and the human body being a bit like a machine. You eat a certain amount of calories, therefore you produce this much energy, boom, boom. And the human body is actually a whole lot more complex than that. It's not quite as simple as eating 2,000 calories and making sure we expend 2,000 calories in the day, and especially for weight loss, just creating that calorie deficit will mean you lose all the weight and everything will be sorted. It's not quite as simple as that because our bodies are unique and our biochemistry is completely unique for each and every one of us. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, counting calories and giving a lot of attention to calories doesn't take into consideration the quality of food. Now, if you have a history of dieting, then you'll know this example well, but back in the day when I was part of a well-known dieting club, an avocado was the same amount of calories and the same amount of points and sins as, say, a Milky Way. Now, I can tell you now that an avocado is going to do your body so much more good than a Milky Way chocolate bar. But calories often teach us to go with the lower calorie option because somehow that will be better for us. Reason number 3, calorie intake and measuring and restricting calories doesn't take into consideration our unique biochemistry. You and me have so many differences within our bodies and within how we metabolize, how we digest. All the different genetic precursors we have will all impact how we produce energy in our body. And sure, the bigger picture is roughly the same. How we create ATP, which is energy, is roughly the same. But ultimately, there is variance in each of that. And we're all completely unique and different, which is why sometimes I get comments all the time from people saying, I've started running and I've restricted my calories, but I'm not losing weight. There's a reason for that, and it's because of your unique biochemistry. Reason number 4 is that I often see when people get focused on calories is that they end up focused on restriction. They end up thinking about, what not to eat, how to eat low calorie food. It creates this idea that there's good and bad food. It creates this all or nothing mentality, and people can end up feeling really, really restricted, which often leads to binging habits and a really up and down relationship with food that just doesn't help anyone. And number 5 is that counting calories can just feel really trapping and unfruitful. With all the clients that I've worked with in the clubhouse community that I run, I've yet to find anyone who's found calorie counting to be super, super empowering and helpful in the long run. Often there's a lot of studies that show within 3 years of people who do these restrictive diets and are counting calories or points or sins or whatever it is, often end up putting the weight back on and more after 3 years because it's not a sustainable way of eating. When we end up getting fixated with calories or points and sins, we actually trap ourselves. We feel restricted. We feel like we're following numbers and we're not connecting to our unique bodies and learning to listen to what our bodies need. So those are my 5 reasons for why I pay no attention to calories. That's why my recipes on the blog, I don't tell you how many calories are in them. That's why I don't worry about it. If I eat 2 avocados in one day, I'm not going to freak out. I use coconut oil liberally, even though it's a high caloric intake and amount on that. So I hope that has been helpful for you. So I hope that has been helpful for you moving forward. So if you feel like you've been a little bit trapped by the calories, the points, and the sins, and break free, and know that when you eat real food that's high quality, you will be doing your body good. And if you want to know more about these supposedly healthy habits that you could be doing that are actually not doing you any good, then make sure you check out my free resource below that will go through all the different habits that are not doing you so good and which ones to replace them with. Have a brilliant day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.